Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Let's talk about the Hawks versus the Wizards, an intriguing series primarily because the Hawks haven't been playing as well as they could, and John Wall being injured is really going to kill the Wizards, and it's a real devastating blow because he was playing as well as anybody else in the East in the playoffs, and I love watching him play, and it's really too bad. Hopefully maybe he can get it together and play some games, but it doesn't look good. That said, the Hawks finally got on track with 30 assists, so I wanted to show you how they were getting some of those passes. Plus, we'll go through a little bit later on in the game what happened and some intriguing stuff and some good plays by Randy Whitman called out of timeouts. Let's start by looking at some of the Hawks' 30 assists and how they got them. Korver cuts from the corner to set a rub screen for Horford. Watch Ramon Sessions' feet. He's inviting Jeff Teague to get middle, a big no-no in my book, and that forces Nene to rotate. Korver's movement distracts Beal from sinking and filling, and Millsap gets the layup. Off the missed shot and long rebound, the Hawks don't have to set it up by dribbling out top and holding up a hand to call out a play. Korver breaks to the strong side wing, Millsap sprints back into the play, Nene isn't sure who he's guarding, and this ball whistles by his ear. Perfect timing, perfect accuracy. Jeff Teague shows us some good hesitation moves, then tries a rondo at the hoop. Porter smothers the penetration, but the Hawks keep flowing into the low post feed for Millsap. Watch Bynum fall asleep on Schroeder, who cuts back door and catches and shoots the layup. We talk about icing the pick and roll by not allowing the ball handler to use the ball screen, particularly towards the middle of the floor. Pierce tries a high hedge with a little bump on Teague. Porter doesn't want to leave Korver in the corner, but Teague has his choice of scoring passes he wants to make, either to Millsap rolling wide open or to Korver open in the corner. He chooses wisely. Again, Korver's gravity opens up shots for others as Porter is unwilling to leave him no matter what. On the high pick and roll, Pierce must rotate to pick up the roll man. Porter is normally the guy who sinks and fills, but he doesn't know what's happening behind him as Muscala gets the nice alley-oop. I like this clever play. Watch Antic set the inside ball screen for Teague, then roll hard to the rim. A quick pass to Horford down low then finds Antic, open because Gortat is way too slow getting back into this play. Another high pick and roll finds the roll man, this time with Horford getting the gorgeous alley-oop, when Sessions doesn't pressure Schroeder and Beal does his best but cannot stop this. A simple pin down is clever based on personnel. Normally you don't have your power forward handling the ball out top making this pass. When Gooden tries to help Porter, a simple pocket pass to Muscala catches Beal way behind the rotation for the dunk. Let's jump to the pivotal third quarter, where the Wizards slugged the Hawks with a 9-0 run. A simple pitch to pick and roll got Carroll trailing, and Pierce nailed it. Here's Beal doing his John Wall impersonation, pushing the ball up really fast. Damari Carroll picked him up to begin with, which is good, but then just ignores him, so Beal says thank you very much. Here's a clever Washington set. Pierce has the option to use the double staggered screen by Nene and Gortat, or cut baseline if Carroll is too close to him on the weak side. Nice Porter screen, Korver must rotate over to help, but Pierce gets the layup. After the Wizards were able to close it to 1, the Hawks swung back with an 11-3 run of their own that basically won them the game. Why Gortat wanted to come this high on a sideline screen and roll, I have no idea. Gorgeous split of the defense by Teague. Because this was done in transition, no one is in position to help, and they get a layup. Even a simple push the pace dribble up the middle of the court can create shots, as Teague probes to the dotted line before finding the trailing Antic spotting up for the in-rhythm 3. The Wizards try to keep up with pinch post action, almost right out of the triangle offense, but when Beal can't hit the tough three-point shot, it allows Nene to roll to the hoop and get the putback. And to top off this run, the Hawks run a simple 1-4 pick and roll on the wing. When Horford pops, watch Drew Gooden try to slide into position to contest. This is too slow, he must turn and run to the man to cover ground faster. Instead, Horford gets the good look and the Hawks for the most part control the game from this point on. The Wizards did make it very interesting at the end, however. Down 5 in need of a quick 2, watch Jeff Teague with zero pressure on the inbounder, who hits Beal off a very simple curl at the elbow. This pass should not have gotten through that easily. Again down by 5, another quick 2 is in order, and again, watch Teague with not any pressure on the inbounder. Schroeder needs to let Porter go so he can bump down to prevent this pass. Instead, the Wizards get precisely what they needed. The Hawks take their time since the clock is their friend in this situation. Nene wants to ice this screen, but Porter isn't on the same page, and it was almost a nightmare for them. Nene recovers very nicely to contain, and Schroeder has to start over with very little time on the clock. He tries a long Euro step, but Beal makes a great defensive play on the ball, and the Wizards get a big stop. Needing a three, the Wizards run a pretty clever play here. Watch Nene get the pin down, then turn and set a cross screen for Pierce. Schroeder isn't in position to jump out after switching on the Nene, and this is as good a look as Pierce is ever going to get to tie the game. Listen for the whistle and notice when the clock stops.
Tip to the outside, out of bounds.
There is a crucial amount of time that runs off. And add that to the no call of a Korver potential travel on the inbounds, and the Wizards were left wondering what could have been.